has anyone ever watching this seen a balloon fly just sort of like drifting from place to place with no direct where to go place or destination or anything? That could be any of us if we do not know our financial numbers. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on this channel, the Save Money More with Jen channel. I want to talk to you today about why looking back at my yearly spending plan matters a lot. Why would you think so? Right now, as I record this in the springtime, the early springtime of spring of 2025, this is the time of the year where people start, scrounging around for all their paperwork and their receipts and getting them in order so they can have their yearly expenses and all that to prepare their once a year kind of stuff that I don't get into. Okay. You know where I'm going with that. Isn't it interesting? And this is why I'm bringing this up right now. Precisely why. Okay, I got that nightmare headache over with the other day. Goodbye until next year on that. Okay. But I'm just saying, isn't it interesting that that place wants your stuff for a whole 12 months prior? Isn't that interesting? I'm just saying it's a yearly thing. They're not saying, well, give me your numbers for the last 6 months. They're not saying, well, give me your numbers for the last 11 months. No, they're saying, give me the numbers for the last 12 months, for the last year, if you will, fiscal year. Okay? For the last year of that. Okay? You know where I'm going with that. They're not saying, give me a month, give me a week. So why don't we assess our numbers? I mean, now is a good time. You have those numbers like literally in front of you. Because not all of us think about yearly things. No. Sometimes life is just life, and sometimes it's just barely possible to think about how we're getting through the month. Some people through the week, never mind the month, right? Just talking about real life, talking plain here. But for me, it is important, I believe in my heart of hearts, to know, well, what happened the previous year? Like, really, like, what can I do? Now, this is why it's also important to me. What can I do this current year, right now, to make things better towards next year? We have those numbers in front of us. This is an opportunity to look at those numbers. Sometimes we think things are bigger than what they are. It's like when people go on a job interview, for example, they get a really nice number of their gross salary, and they get enthralled with that. And it might sound good until they take the reality out of what it could really be, what's really going to look like. The transportation comes out. Other things, as we know, comes out. You see where I'm going with this? So we need to get a grip on the reality of our own numbers. And like I mentioned on a prior video not long ago, we get bombarded with these big, big, big numbers all over the place. Yeah. Very fine, very interesting. And they are interesting, and it's good to know. But we need, especially now, to zoom in. How much, I'll give an example. How much do you spend a year on certain expenses? Well, I don't know. All right, I'll narrow it down further. For example, how much do you spend a year on how much do you pay for your laundry? 1 year, a couple of years back, I was astonished at how much I was paying yearly towards laundry expenses. I was like, oh, I have to fix that. And I did fix that. I like chopped it down below half by just making one tiny decision. And that was to get my portable washing machine. Okay. Little teensy weensy, itsy bitsy, and does the trick, except for the big stuff, of which I'll go to or send off to a public laundromat. Not often. The other way, I was sending it away. Please, I didn't even think about it. I was spending a ton of money. Sometimes you have to look at the numbers. Things fall between the cracks. And sometimes we just don't realize that things are falling in between the cracks. So you might be shocked and amazed. Now, I like to do projection numbers, for example. How much do I spend a year, for example, on bathroom tissue? I know precisely how many rolls of bathroom tissue are going to be used per week. And then I multiply that by 52. And I arrive at the figure. And I go to get the best price. Speaking of best price, just the other day, literally, I was checking out, I got a deal on my favorite brand. It's a national brand. And it's like the 1000 sheet one, that one. And that brand, it's very good. You don't have to concern yourself with plumbing issues. Those other thicker, softer, they may feel pretty and all that when you're, going like that, right? But they tend to clog up bathrooms, which I hear a lot of plumbers love to hear about that brand, but that's another story. But I found a really good deal and I jumped on it. And that's what you should do. For example, I think it was 18 rolls of that good, excellent, excellent quality paper. And it was only like altogether $15 altogether. And I did the math on it, and it was like literally like much less than $1 per unit. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, I'm going to get that. So if you already know the things that you get, for example, let's say that your family uses one roll of paper towel per week, okay? Which is not unusual. Some people use two rolls per week, okay? Some people only need two rolls a year. I've heard of that. That's very interesting. But it depends on your life and your situation and your desire and availability of what you want to spend your money on. But let's say per average, a person spends uh, or has to buy one roll of paper towel weekly. That means you're going to spend at least 52 rolls per year. Then you look around for the best price. You could get all of that in advance at the best price, buying that in bulk. Put that away in your stockpiling room or shelving or area. You are set for the year. You got what you know you're going to use. You know it. Like with bathroom paper, people know they're going to use bathroom paper. It's like not a negotiable thing. Although for some people, they're very flexible. I'm not one of them. Okay. So if a person knows what their desires are in terms of the things they buy, and with great inventory habits and monitoring it, you could really save a bundle on your future purchases. Look back on your last 12 months of expenditures. Was this something that you're really like, yay, I'm so happy I did this? That's great. Are there some things that are like, could be a little bit better? That's fine too. Isn't it great that we're in a position to take that moment? In my honest opinion and in my thoughts, I do believe that a lot of people, they fall into the cracks of problems because they just don't take that minute. That minute, well, it's not just 1 minute. Get a cup of tea or coffee, play your favorite music. I like to do that. And block out a moment. If you have to take your old fashioned phone off the hook or whatever, maybe that's the best idea to do it. But do it. Look back, see what happened. Ask yourself, can you do better? Like looking back for the whole past year is amazing. But if you don't want to look at the past year, maybe it's better or easier for you to look back at the past month. And that's okay too. That's okay too. But for your future expenses on things that you regularly buy, if you could buy them in bulk, first assess how much you need. Buy it in bulk at the best possible price. Not only will you have it available, but you'll have it at the least possible price. It's important to look back and to think ahead. And of course, enjoy the moment of now. But what I'm not going to do is enjoy how I close out the show. So if the show doesn't close out quickly, just do what you have to do. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate everybody's time. And I really mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you so very, very much. Every time you watch a video, it's so helpful to the channel. Every time you click like because you got some value, or you might know someone who might like to watch it, don't hesitate to share the video. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. We're going to try this again. All right, clicking once, clicking twice. Come on, be nice. Be nice when you click twice.